Game 1 of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
The league versus Caitlin Clark, and that is just absolutely false. It is unfair to the women that have been there building this league to this moment so that Caitlin Clark's popularity could take it to the next.
After losing in the playoffs, Caitlin Clark will be out of league basketball for an incredible 23 days, and viewership is already suffering.
It looks like we're not going to be seeing Caitlin Clark play basketball again for another 200 days. An ESPN reporter said at the end of the Indiana Fever Connecticut Sun Game 2 that Caitlin Clark almost definitely will not be playing basketball this offseason. So no overseas and no 3-on-3 unrivaled league.
Although WNBA experts and fans have officially announced that they would not be watching, let's examine how Caitlin has affected the league this season. You'll be astounded.
For the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlin Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means is if the WNBA were continue to grow at the rate it grew from 22 to 23, it would take until 2028 to do what Caitlin Clark did this.
Fans were shocked by Caitlin's statement, but now ESPN analysts Molly Karam and Monica McNutt will discover who the true face of the WNBA is, given that attendance will be at an all-time low for the season.
Wonder if Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place. It's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one direction.
With the official conclusion of her first season in the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, the Iowa superstar, has demonstrated that her presence in the league has been nothing short of revolutionary. Throughout the season, the rookie sensation, who was renowned for her ability to make plays and shoot from a distance, enthralled spectators and broke attendance and viewership records everywhere she played. Regretfully, Clark's impact on the league cannot be overstated. This season, she was the driving force behind the Fever's league-leading attendance numbers both at home and on the road. However, her rookie season ended after a tough playoff loss to the Connecticut Sun, ending what many had hoped would be a deeper postseason run.
Kid's on the wrong team. She's got the wrong skill set to handle the physicality of that league. And she's a rookie, targeted by society, targeted by her looks, targeted by her reputation, targeted by the disrespect that they've shown to the WNBA. She said, no, they're expecting this rookie class to be perfect. This rookie class isn't even one of the best rookie classes in the last 10 years.
When Clark was on the court, arenas were crowded with excited fans, some of whom traveled across the nation to watch her shoot from deep, deliver pinpoint assists, and display her incredible basketball IQ. Her performances were nothing short of spectacular, drawing large crowds and increasing the Fever's national visibility. As a result, the Fever saw a sharp increase in popularity and became one of the WNBA's most watched teams. But now that Clark is out of the playoffs, the WNBA is doomed.
Caitlin Clark effect is definitely real. I mean, we can all see that. However, experiencing it in person is totally different. I was at the Fever and Indiana game last night, and the amount of 22s that I saw on the way to the arena and inside the Capital One Arena might as well have just been a home game for Caitlin Clark. Not Indiana, Caitlin Clark. The thing is, that didn't surprise me. But what did surprise me was how packed the game was.
Fever fans aren't the only ones feeling the void. The WNBA as a whole is already witnessing a noticeable decline in viewership due to Caitlin Clark's absence from playoff weekend matchups, which typically draw some of the season's highest viewership numbers. Without Clark on the national stage, fans weren't just watching their favorite teams. They were watching Clark because of her incredible performances, which made her a must-see. TV Caitlin Clark is no more merely a team player. She is now a superstar whose impact goes well beyond the Fever. Her gravitational pull was a key factor in the WNBA's expanding audience, thus her absence from the playoffs is a loss for both her club and the league as a whole.
Caitlin's departure, do we think that these new WNBA fans are going to stick around for the rest of the playoffs? The Liberty Aces series might be one that draws some numbers. The disparity between 1.8 million and around 400,000 is wild, especially with football season being in full swing.
It's uncommon for a rookie to have such a profound effect on a professional league, but Caitlin Clark is anything but typical. From the first second she set foot on a WNBA court, she commanded attention, and her incredible performances immediately placed her in conversations reserved for all-time greats. Many have even drawn comparisons between her presence in the WNBA and NBA players like LeBron James and Stephen Curry. The excitement she brought to every game went beyond her own fan base, and she became a league-wide phenomenon. Her ability to dominate offensively while still being a playmaker made her a true unicorn on the court. It says volumes about the enormous influence she has had in only one season that so many people have decided not to watch the WNBA playoffs without her.
Okay, now let's not talk viewership, let's talk ticket sales. Bear with me. Ticket sales grew in 2023 by 16% from 2022. Ticket sales have grown by 93% in 2024. What that means is without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA would have taken till 2029 or 2030 to get to where Caitlin Clark has gotten them today.
When considering her season, it's evident that exhaustion might have been a major factor in the Fever's inability to advance farther in the playoffs. In a short and demanding period of time, Caitlin Clark played an incredible number of games in both college and the WNBA this season, almost matching the number of games NBA players play during their regular season. With that demanding schedule, it's no surprise that Clark appeared to be exhausted by the end of the season, but even during those physically taxing moments, she managed to deliver elite performances showcasing her remarkable endurance, basketball IQ, and willpower. Clark went from leading Iowa to the said finals to playing for the Fever and then straight into the WNBA playoffs without much time to rest or recover. Everything was left on the floor, facing the sun, by Caitlin Clark. Even though Clark had one of her best games ever, scoring 25 points, dishing out 9 assists, and bringing her signature fire and intensity to the court, the Fever's dreams of making the playoffs were dashed. Despite her brilliance, Clark didn't back down from the opportunity to carry her team on her back during pivotal moments of the game. However, basketball is a team sport, and the Fever's failure to consistently support both sides of the court ultimately sealed their doom.
With Caitlin comes millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs. And with those millions and millions and millions of more eyeballs, unfortunately, is going to come some people who are not.
In Caitlin Clark's final game, fouls unluckily became part of the plot. A number of dubious calls were made against her, which frustrated fans and analysts alike. Many wondered if she was being officiated differently because she was a rising star. Despite the setbacks, Clark maintained her composure and kept pushing her team forward with determination, trying to will them into the next round. However, without constant offensive support from her teammates and a little more luck on defense, her valiant efforts simply weren't enough to defeat the Suns' relentless play.
A lot of things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible, one, to start the season, and two, after the start we had to the season. So, yeah, it'll definitely be probably a little weird for me over the course of the first couple weeks, and then I'm sure I'll get bored and pick up a basketball again. So,
as of right now, Caitlin Clark has decided to take a well-earned break. There is no sign that she will be playing in 3-versus-3 competitions or joining a European team for the offseason. Instead, she is choosing to rest and recuperate after a physically and mentally taxing season, whereas many players use the offseason to improve their skills abroad or in smaller tournaments. Given that she played almost as many games this season as an NBA star while carrying the heavy burden of being a franchise player in her first season, Clark is taking a break to put her health and recuperation first. In addition to the physical strain of a lengthy season, Clark also had to deal with the emotional and mental strain of leading her team and being in the national spotlight. Her impact on the league is undeniable, and her quick ascent to fame has attracted a number of new fans to women's basketball, but without Clark in the mix, the league is already experiencing a noticeable drop in engagement. It's not just die-hard Fever fans quitting for the time being. The WNBA as a whole is losing viewers who had specifically tuned in to watch the breakout star in action. Clark's dynamic play and captivating personality gave the WNBA a level of prominence it hadn't had in many years. After much searching, the league discovered that Caitlin Clark was the face of women's basketball.
They don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that, because I don't know what else it could be. I thought it was going to get better this season, but it hasn't. There are still people who seemingly, to me, feel like they just don't want Caitlin to be a part of it.
Global. Caitlin Clark has had a significant impact on basketball. Her incredible performances at Iowa and her stellar rookie season in the WNBA have made her a household name not only in the US but also internationally. She has inspired a new generation of players and brought a level of excitement to the sport that hasn't been seen in years thanks to her clutch shooting and fierce competitive drive. However, now that she is not playing, the WNBA's global spotlight has dimmed slightly, and the decline in viewership without her active participation highlights her widespread appeal and the magnetic star power she brings to the game. It represents a change in the internal perception of women's basketball that goes beyond individual games. The WNBA is seeing the ripple effects of Clark's absence, demonstrating how much she has grown to be a key player in the league. Worldwide expansion. Caitlin Clark is rapidly becoming as the face of the entire WNBA, not just the Indiana Fever. With her out of the playoffs, the league is already feeling the effects of her absence. As the WNBA playoffs continue without one of its biggest stars, it's becoming more and more clear how much Caitlin Clark contributes to the league's development and appeal. Her explosive play style and dynamic presence have made her stand out as a transformative figure in women's basketball. She represents the future of women's basketball, not simply another athlete.